Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy, episode 648 for the week of December 1st, 2025. My name is Ryan Higgins. Who's here this week?
Brock Sager.
Kevin.
Lane.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Toby threatened to be on, but I don't know.
Actually threatened?
He'll wander in at some point, I'm sure. Probably has to go get water or something. He's always talking about getting water. Never know what the hell he's talking about.
But he
got some news.
Getting water.
End of the year, kind of quiet, but that's okay. We got some stuff to wrap up on. I think we have one more. So I'm going to be gone end of the month. But yeah,
we have one
more. Yeah. We'll have one more episode before the end of this year. Sure, there'll be something else exciting, but end of year news gets a little on the quiet side, but that's okay. That's okay. We have stuff.
What are we going to do for our last one of 2025?
Nothing. No, we haven't done like end of year stuff in a long time. Like I don't read shit. It's like everything sucks. All the movies suck. All the shows suck. It's like I don't care about any of this. Like yeah.
Wait a minute.
Kevin's got to reset. They're betting
content, baby.
If you did like ranking your comic book movies of the year, would there even be your 3? Could you do 3? I'm asking legit. Superman, FF,
Superman.
Oh, Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and Thunderbolts.
Was that it? Oh, yeah. Captain America. Was that this year?
Can we throw Predator on?
Yeah, was that like February?
Yeah. So there's 4. Yeah. You could rank your top 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
And then my honorable mention is the 4th one.
Wait, Captain America was this year?
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, it was the beginning of the year. Yeah.
I think it was February. Yeah,
that can't be.
Yeah, there's been nothing since Superman, right?
FF.
Superman. Yeah. Well, no, Superman was. Oh, wait. No, FF was first, wasn't it?
No, FF. I think FF came after.
Because
there was Marvel, DC, Marvel was the pattern.
I don't even remember. It's been so long.
God, what a good end of year wrap up show that would be. You're depriving the audience, Ryan.
Yeah. When did this stuff come out? I don't know.
What did you like better between these two?
Did come out this year. Oh.
Yeah, no, Thunderbolts. Yeah, Thunderbolts did too.
February. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got some news. We got some stuff to talk about. And the first 2 things revolve around 2 milestone record-breaking auctions that just wrapped up. Kevin, did you save up for any of these guys?
I was the underbidder on both of these items, so
okay.
F you to whoever outbid. By $1 million.
99%. Yeah. First, this came up. I think we talked about this when this got brought up, but the copy of Superman #1 that went to auction, a heritage auction, a 9.0. It is the best known copy in existence of Superman #1. Shattered all records by a staggering amount. Sold for $9.12 million. Remember, this isn't Action Comics #1 First Appearance of Superman. This is Superman #1. Now, don't get me wrong; it's a very important comic, but he was in a couple issues of Action before Superman launched into his own title. The Action Comics one that sold most recently sold for $6 million, and that was a 8.5, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which, if a Superman 1 in just those couple years has gone up to a 9.0, went up to 9.12. If that Superman goes back on the market, or if a better copy of Action is found, I mean, we're probably looking at our first $10 million comic. Pretty unbelievable. You never have any idea who's buying these things, or what they're going to do with it. I generally assume it's like some investment group that sits on it for 10 years and then sells it for double the price. So that's usually how this stuff is working these days. But you never know. It could be someone that some tech guy that's just a big Superman fan. But 9.12 million is a crazy leap. That was a 50% jump up from the last highest selling comic of all time. And on top of that, a piece of original art sold for, I believe, is this the highest selling original comic art piece? I don't know if it's the highest. It's definitely not like art for, like this, not, fantasy art and stuff. There's other stuff, but is this the highest selling?
What was the total on this? The
piece?
Neil Adams, right?
So the cover for Superman 233, Neil Adams cover, went for $1.5 million.
No, that's not the highest. That Secret Wars, that black costume Spider-Man was higher than that.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
From did
we talk about this
2 years ago, or a year ago? Lane,
really?
You remember this?
Yeah, I want to say a year, not 2.
Yeah, it was recent. Look it up. It's like it was the first issue.
Did that go for more?
Yes.
I'm supposed we talked about it, but I don't remember. Oh no! Didn't that Dark Knight cover sell for a ton more? Well, anyway, whatever.
The Secret Wars was like 3 million.
Okay. Well, either way, this is at least a record for a. I believe this is a record for Neil Adams piece.
Yes, I believe that's true. Yes.
DC. So this is Superman 233. It's that cover of Superman where he's bursting through like the kryptonite chains. $1.5 million, which there's an article on 13th Dimension. The Batman 251 cover, which is the Joker, right, holding the card Batman's on, and then the Green Lantern 76 cover, the Green Arrow, Green Lantern, first cover art. Those sold for about $1 million, but a little under $1.5 million. This significantly higher than both of those, and it is Superman. It is arguably one of the most iconic covers for Superman. So, not too surprising. But two absolutely huge auctions,
and for a character that is, not really considered valuable or like hot valuable,
Superman.
Yeah. I don't mean I'm talking about for collectors. It's
not Batman or Spider-Man, right?
Yes. It's not sexy.
But but Superman #1 is
right.
One of the first superhero comics ever made, right? It's the first time any of those characters got like their own ongoing comic. It's a 9.0, which is an unheard of grade for most Golden Age books. And then you have, Neil Adams, who passed away recently, and one of his most famous covers, and just one of the most famous Superman covers of all time. So, big auctions, crazy prices. I don't know what else is coming up. I never hear about these things until like it's like, oh, this random incredible piece of art just hit the market. Great.
We just need to start
the Secret Wars. The Secret Wars was is the issue with the first black costume. It's an interior page. It's sold in January 2022.
Interior page.
Yes. Interior page.
Okay.
And it was, and the weird part with that is that's the first black costume. So that's the first black costume in continuity, but the first actual published black costume was an issue of Amazing. The one where it looks like the cover of where he's swinging. It's the redo of the cover of Spider-Man #1, except he has the black costume. Yeah, or Amazing 15. Sorry, Amazing Fantasy, where he's got the guy under his arm and he's swinging across the city. They did a redo of that, but with the black costume. That's the actual first appearance published. Yeah, but the in continuity first appearance is considered the Secret real Wars. First appearance, I guess.
Yeah, it's real weird. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's the interior page where he's first he's posed and holding his arms up in the air with the costume on for the first time.
And what'd that sell for?
3.3 million.
Huh. See, because the Dark Knight Returns cover book one cover sold for 2.4 million. Make it the. I mean, they claim it's the highest selling superhero. And they said this is the record for the most expensive. Oh, cover specifically cover. Okay, so man, I'm sure we talked about this. I have no memory of that interior page selling for that much. That's weird.
It's 220.
What a
I know.
Random. Is that COVID? That's just like crazy COVID pricing.
Like
I feel like it wouldn't go for that today.
Oh no! If you put that back on the market today, no way would that sell for $3 million.
That's weird.
No way. And the controversy with that, I know we're not the original art conspiracy, but the controversy with that Dark Knight 1 cover is there is a kind of a school of thought out there that there's no Frank Miller on that cover. That's all Lynn Varley, because that's the one with just the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So Frank Miller, obviously the outline of that leaping Batman is Miller, but as far as Miller art tool touching that cover, there is a belief that that didn't happen. That's a Lynn Varley cover. Still awesome. I'm not disputing it being awesome, but you know what I mean? You didn't actually need Frank Miller to draw that silhouette on the actual cover. You could just put that on there as she's watercoloring the lightning bolt. Anyway.
Interesting.
That's the kind of things that art collectors drill down on. I'm not including myself in that. I'm just saying I've heard many discussions about nobody knows that all the other Dark Knight covers, the 2, 3, and 4, are all obviously Miller. There's that one with the beaten up Batman, that huge figure. I feel it.
Yeah.
But this is the one that conspicuously has no identifiable Frank Miller pencils on it. It's just that black silhouette.
Well, didn't he put out wasn't there it's like a pencil overlay or something on it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the background is not him.
Right.
Which is kind of standard for a lot of comics where other people do the backgrounds or other people do the coloring and add a lot of detail to it. Interesting. Well, if you got $10 million burning a hole in your pocket, look up for the next auction for whatever that's going to be. I feel like a detective
to our podcast that has $10 million. And if you got it, kick us something on Patreon. Jesus.
Other than Craig, I don't know if there's anybody, Brock.
Oh man.
I wonder if we'll see like a Detective 27, like a real high grade copy pop up. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen one of those like in really good shape show up. So there's not many out there. But the Superman 1 was it was in San Francisco. The family said the mom had
grandma copy
had it forever, and it was just like they always knew that she had some comics, but didn't know exactly what they were. And when they clearing out the house, they found them, and it's pretty unbelievable. It's a pretty unbelievable find.
Trying to imagine, Ryan. I'm trying to imagine your reaction if you got called to go look at that. We found these old comics.
It's Superman #1. Yeah, okay, sure it is.
Any value?
It's 999,999 times out of 10,000 or 100,000. It's not. So no, it's. But that's why you always got to check, because you never know. Never know. Some other random stuff. I got some movie and TV stuff here to talk about. Since news broke, I don't know, I feel like a year or two ago, out of nowhere, that they were going to make a Clayface movie. They're like, oh, they're going to make a Clayface movie. I'm like, that's random. Like, okay, that's fine. I could see it being a cool standalone horror movie. They just have to base it 100% off the episode Feet of Clay, and we're good to go. Like, what else do you get to do? Well, obviously, James Gunn and Mike Flanagan were listening to this podcast where I said this after they made the announcement because it is a standalone horror movie, and according to Mike Flanagan, is based off the episode of Feet of Clay from Batman the Animated Series. So he's the writer. He's one of the co-writers on the movie. He's not directing it. Unfortunately, he's working on other projects. Let me see and get the quote here. Blah, 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 blah. At the Motor City Comic-Con panel, Flanagan revealed his idea, went all the way back to Feet of Clay, that incredible Batman animated series two-parter with Ron Perlman voicing the character, which is so formative to me as a kid. And yes, that is one of the best episodes of Batman the Animated Series. You can modernize it and do stuff a little bit different, but that is... yes, September 11th, 2026. It looks like it's scheduled to release. So it's very soon. And I'm very excited for this. If that's just a one-off Clayface horror movie, especially just heavily based on Feet of Clay, perfect. I don't need anything else. I don't need a sequel. I don't need a Clayface multiverse. I don't need 6 spin-off TV shows. But that'll be great.
I wonder if it's going to be that big blob Clayface from the animated series. I don't know if that would look cool live.
I mean, it's like a horror movie, so it's like some big... I mean, it's not going to look exactly like that, but that given real-life form would be pretty fucking terrifying.
Right, I know, yeah. I don't know if I'm meaning like... in Batman and Robin Year One, they have the Clayface with the mask, the actor.
Yeah.
And he turns into that thing. It's not just that big blob all the time. I would expect he won't be too blobby too often, right? Lots of shots of the guy with his face dripping and clay coming out of weird cracks and drowning people and stuff like that, right? You may get kind of that one shot at the end of the big clay monster, but I have a feeling that's not really what they're going for here. That gave me lots of hope that we're going to get a pretty accurate version here of Clayface, or at least the it's funny, right? Because Clayface, I really kind of wasn't. It was part of it, but that was one of those Batman animated series episodes that cemented a version of a character as the official version, like Mr. Freeze, Clayface. The characters in the comics were not quite that. They're different, but those episodes distilled all those Golden Age and Silver Age stories that kind of worked. And Mr. Freeze was such a different character in the comics, like Mr. Zero, right? That was his original name. It it did such a good job of giving a backstory to these very flat, one-dimensional Golden Age characters, and doing some cool stuff with the Poison Ivy a little bit too. She obviously was maybe more defined in the comics as it went on compared to some of her earlier appearances. But
I think the animated series really honed all the rogues.
I mean, I've seen a lot of cartoons and animated series where they take elements of stuff, and it's like, well, kind of play around with it, use some stuff that's kind of interesting. But that really did take a lot of, you don't have to do too much to Joker, Scarecrow, Two-Face, right? I mean, those characters have been pretty, I've been in the comics for a long time. But yeah, taking a lot of those kind of more minor characters and there's some really cool stuff with them. Ra's al Ghul, you didn't change him too much. He's pretty accurate how he was in the comics.
We got
there was a. So, Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, a completely original character. Yeah,
Phantasm too.
Yep. She came from that. Livewire came from the Superman animated series, same universe. So yeah. They brought in what's her name? Rocky. No, what's her name?
Roxy.
Roxette.
Roxy Rocket.
Roxy Rocket. Yeah, they brought her into the comics a little while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's fun.
Yeah.
Livewire was like a she was in quite a few books. She's been around in a lot of the DC stuff recently, the last couple of years. There was no news obviously on any sort of Warner Brothers purchase. This has been something kind of brewing in the background for months. Yeah.
Just put your bid in now.
One of the scary things that we had heard was that Paramount might buy Warner Brothers with the backing of Saudi Arabia. But a very interesting story came up last week where Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which is their group that is purchasing a lot of private companies and purchasing a lot of public companies and then buying into a lot of stocks to other public companies, is tightening its purse strings due to financial distress caused by numerous troubled projects. Now, this is from PC Gamer, and it links to a bunch of other resources. But one of the big things is its purchase of EA, the video game company. And then there is all sorts of other things that this group has been investing in. And, well, we're finding that a lot of companies make a lot of really terrible investments, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're losing billions and billions of dollars, eventually you have to stop. You're not going to be able to keep pushing this forward. So, although bad for the video game industry, which I pay pretty close attention to and have a lot of friends that work in, maybe potentially good for us, good for the comic people, and good for the entertainment people. If Saudi Arabia is like, this shit's all bad. Like we got to get out of here. We got to stop investing in these shitty ass American companies because, all the options are terrible, but that one would be especially difficult. So fingers crossed. Saudi Arabia's off the table. Doesn't mean Paramount can't. Netflix seems to have been word today was Netflix made a very large cash offer, which would involve billions and billions of dollars of money being loaned to them to make this purchase. So maybe it'll be so bad they'll take Netflix will go down because of this whole deal too. That'd actually be pretty great if Netflix tried to buy Warner Brothers and then killed both companies. So just put them all out of our misery. But I am happy if we're not getting any involvement in Saudi Arabia. I definitely don't want that. Well, I was hoping for Toby on these last couple here because some of this is him, but that's all right because I'm sure you guys will have something to say about this too. Who here is watching the hit Netflix show? Talking about Netflix, the hit Netflix show Wednesday. I know Brock does.
I'm
besides you,
one more episode of season 2.
All right. No, not for me. Thank you. I know Toby's too busy watching Stranger Things, the other hit Netflix show, Stranger Things.
I haven't started season 5.
Deferred season 5 is fucking horrible. But that's just me. The co-creators of Wednesday, also the co-creators of Smallville, if you remember, so they have some pedigree here, right? Smallville is pretty good. Al Goff and Miles Miller, they are now in the works of directing an adult animated series at Netflix based on the Boom comic Grimm, the Stephanie Phillips, Flaviano joint. It's been running for a couple of years with Boom. This is an interesting one. This is one of those comics that sold really well when it first came out, but unfortunately, sales are kind of nothing now. The book's gone on some kind of long hiatuses and had some long breaks. But it seems like a fun enough concept that might translate better into a animated series even if the comic's not selling great for us. But they
I read it for a little while, kind of I actually stopped. Like, it's one of the rare instances where I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. Like,
Yeah, it's about a girl that becomes a new Grim Reaper, and so that feels like it fits very well.
Early issues were really, really good. The story just I don't know. It was floundering after like that first arc and stuff like that, and then I can't remember. I think that it was during one of the hiatuses, like the early hiatuses. I was like, do I really need to read this? And then I actually just canceled it because I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, it kind of did the Image route of do a 6-8 issues, take a break, take a break. So it is wrapping up soon, but that's the original art. But it seems like something that they can take the basic story of and do something with. I don't know how closely it's going to follow the comic, but it's weird because we had quite a few years there where every comic under the sun was being optioned and almost nothing got made. We do have now a little, it was definitely a break, kind of during, leading up to COVID and, 2020, 2021. But now I feel like we're seeing a few more comics get optioned. I know that Criminal show is supposed to be out soon, right? Isn't Criminal supposed to be out soon?
That's Amazon, right?
I think so. Yeah. So a few projects that have been in the works for a few years. There's that Witches cartoon that Scott Snyder's been working on, but I haven't heard anything about that. So, this could still be years out. You have never have any idea how long this stuff is going to take. But yeah, it looks like some of these comics are getting some, some of these adaptations might actually finally happen.
I wonder why they chose to go animated, though.
There's been a lot of hype around adult animation recently. Things like Invincible have done really, really well. What was the Arcane? Or some of those other like Netflix animated, like the Castlevania show was really big for Netflix.
Blue Eyed Samurai.
There's some others.
Didn't they have a He-Man?
What's that? Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't really like adult though. I think that was still aimed pretty young. The Transformers one it's not going to be a kids show, but it's not going to be like, it's not going to be Invincible, but it's going to be an aged up Transformers and G.I. Joe for sure. So the audience for this stuff is a little bit older. So Grimm is, it's not a super light. So I don't think they can make like a kid show, but yeah, I think you could do a little bit more with animation. Especially if it's
maybe just the special effects, but overall, it's still just more of just a straight up drama. I've been reading it. There's only one more left, so it's not bad. It's not like a fast action paced story though. So I'm surprised. That's why I'm kind of surprised they went with animated, not a live action, because it feels more like a talking head kind of thing, or just sitting around talking most of the books.
I don't know. I don't know why they're going animation, but is that Toby? Toby joining us? Hey, he's here.
Oh,
Toby.
Perfect timing.
I was going to say perfect timing. I had a couple. Well, I just got done making fun of Wednesday and Stranger Things, so you missed part of it. But
thank God I missed that. I would have ripped your head off. Well,
but there was one.
I'm like, look, we're not the target demo. I just enjoy it, but Stranger Things, I have a serious problem with you. I don't actually care that you don't like Wednesday. I mean, I know you're a real goth, and you gotta rep your real goth shit.
The start of the Wednesday, people are making a Grimm show based off the Boom, or a Grimm animated show for Netflix based off the Boom Studios title.
Books.
No, Grimm, Grim. Just it's a Boom comic that came out a couple years ago. So
I really like the Sister Grimm books, and they made a cartoon on Apple TV, and I actually enjoy it. The animation is a little cheapish.
There's stuff on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
But
Pluribus and other shows is what's on Apple TV. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Fraggle Rock.
But no, Toby, I'm very glad you're here because you are the man to talk to about all things turtles. And we have official word that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin movie is on pause.
Yeah, fucking mistake.
As Paramount is going full kiddie.
Yeah, fucking mistake.
And
well, actually, no. I mean, like, look, I feel like the Seth Rogen one is for the kids. So I do not understand them going, and I actually think the Nickelodeon ones, the Michael Bay produced ones, are also for kids. So the fact that they shelved Last Ronin and going back to live action for another one for kids, while they got a really good Seth Rogen. Look, I don't agree with everything that Seth Rogen did in that cartoon, but I actually think it's really good. It's really well made.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't they keep that going for the kids?
Well, they canceled the show. They canceled the animated series.
They didn't renew it.
And
they didn't renew it.
Yeah. So we are they want to Sonic-fy. Direct quote, Sonic-fy.
Basically everything that Ryan just said about fucking Stranger Things and Wednesday, just replay it and just take all the Wednesday and Stranger Things words out and replace it with Sonic-fy and New Girls.
So I've only seen the first Sonic movie, but it was pretty fun, right? But I don't.
No hate. I hear really good things about the Sonic movies.
Yeah, but you definitely are the Turtles guy here. So, what was up with the new animated movie? What's up with the show getting axed? What's up? Do you know more than?
I know what.
Have you heard anything?
The only thing I know is I feel like that the TV show got axed because the next movie is it. And I think the new cartoon is actually bridging the movies. So if they're not going to do another movie, it makes sense they're not continuing the TV show, which makes sense, right? So, but I think it's a damn shame. I actually think Seth Rogen did a really good job of, updating it for a new audience and concentrating on things like he concentrated on the mutant and the teenage part of it, less so than the ninja and the turtles part, which, I thought it was cool. I mean, like I said, I think he did a really nice job. 1990s Turtles is still prime Turtles for me, but and I was really looking forward to Last Ronin because I thought that was going to be really, really cool.
I'm not a Turtles guy, but I would have watched the Last Ronin movie. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's huge bummer.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with it. Sure, but yeah, live action CG.
I mean, the Sonic
Turtles
scares me a little bit. I mean, isn't that what we got with the Michael Bay Turtles?
I don't know.
So I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't Sonic-fi doesn't mean anything because it's just like what you're gonna make a halfway decent. Comedic action movie. Like, okay, like isn't that just what all the Turtles movies
comedic action movies?
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what
teeth and then fix it.
Yeah.
Well, with
redo the Michael Bay ones where the turtles are not fucking ugly like Sonic. That somewhat makes sense, but the movie was still bad. Sorry. For the Michael Bay Turtle fans, I don't think there's many, but I know there's a few.
Yeah, I mean, Transformers and Turtles both kind of getting killed. It's like obviously the audience is kind of pulled away from what those movies were because they were incredibly popular, right? Transformers was incredibly popular for quite a few movies, and Turtles had a bunch of popular adaptations through the years, but audiences just sort of reject by 2018 or whatever, 2016, 2018, whenever those are coming out, people are kind of like, nah, I think we're done.
Well, I mean, we talked about this before. Like, I feel like the kids movies in the 80s and 90s, even though cheesy, they didn't kidify them. Like the Transformer movie, the cartoon one, even though it was for kids, I don't think they dumbed it down for kids, if that makes sense.
There was a realism to it that was
like I feel like they dumbed it down, the humor and the story in the Michael Bay ones. I feel like they really dumbified the newest Transformer live action movie, the one that's the start of the joint universe with Mask and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, well, that's done, right? They're not doing anything more.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Skybound, right?
It's been years. There's like they haven't. I can't imagine they're going to do more of that.
What do you mean?
It did horribly.
Rise of the Beast isn't there more coming? Are they done?
I mean, is anything in production? Has anything been announced?
100%. I don't think that got shelved. I mean, thank God if it did, but I don't think it did.
Yeah, isn't it all the Skybound stuff?
No, the movie.
Well, they're doing that's animated.
No, the movie.
Yeah, but it's moving there.
No, the movie.
I'm saying like that's where all the but this is G.I. Joe, Transformers, Mass crossovers all moving to Skybound.
Wait,
that's what they're doing.
No, I'm talking about the actual movies.
Yeah, the live action.
Yeah, the live action.
Oh, you're only talking live action.
Yeah,
yeah. Skybound's doing the animated for G.I. Joe, Transformers.
That's
but I'm just saying. But with them having the rights, I would assume then that if there was ever going to be a live action, it would have to come from them because they are controlling it at this point.
Obviously, none of you guys actually watched Rise of the Beast, the Transformer movies, because then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I did.
No,
you watched the end?
Yeah,
the whole G.I. Joe start?
Yeah. It says there's a crossover movie, but like it's been like I'm looking. The original date is like 2025.
Rise of the Beast didn't that just come out like a couple of years ago?
Yeah. They said like, oh, we're gonna have the next movie like follow up like right after it, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
like
no, there's no way that it's gonna just come out. Not with all the special effects they're gonna pull on that ass.
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty much canned. Yeah. That version is canned. I'm just saying. Yeah. They kind of said that a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, as far as going forward, I think they're kind of looking at the Skybound stuff as kind of their way forward, and then if there's going to be any more into live action along those lines,
I don't think the live action guys give a rat's ass about what's going on in the comics, but that's the
thing. This is an article, July 24th, 2025. The an uncertain update on the status of the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie. There's a lot going on at Paramount and Skydance, the whole thing going on, the whole Skydance thing going on. So hopefully we'll find out soon.
Whatever. Look, I thought they dumbified it for. I mean, I'm going to say in parentheses for the kids, but I feel like if they played it straight, I think it would have been so much cooler, you know? So, anyway, that's my take on it.
Yeah. No, it does feel like the Transformer movies, whether you are a fan or not, they just have not performed. The G.I. Joe movies, the most recent ones, right? The G.I. Joe movies, none of them kind of worked. So it makes sense if Paramount's like, we're going to start this fresh. All right. Turtles, I felt like at least that animated series had a lot of buzz. So it is weird or the animated movie had a lot of buzz. So it is weird that they're ditching that as well. But, if they want a live action Turtles and think that's going to make more money, then, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, look, in the end, it's about catching the next generation of kids and,
Yeah.
It's too bad. I was really looking forward to Last Ronin. It's really too bad that they're not going forward with that.
Well, and also Last Ronin too, right? This becomes the Batman v Superman problem, right? Of you can't start with the end, right? Last Ronin is the end of the Turtles.
It would have just been one movie. It would have been the Logan. It's just one movie, no sequel.
Yeah, you need, but you need other movies. You have a generation, you have multiple generations that haven't had a mega hit Turtles the way
everybody
we did.
knows what the Turtles are. It's like Superman. It's like Superman. We had how many versions of the cartoon now? 4, 5.
Yeah.
It's like Superman. It's like just do the Last Ronin and get it. Everybody's gonna get it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Whatever version of the Turtles you grew up with, when an old man like me with Fred Wolf in 1990s, or if you want to do the CGI Turtles or the 2000 Turtles, it's just whatever version you grew up with, and then you go straight to Last Ronin. So,
yeah.
It's a bummer.
Well,
I thought those that it's funny. I actually even think about that news anymore. But it's when I saw it, I was like, that's a shame. That's what I thought. But you know, they do a really really good cool movie that you know all the next generation of kids love. That's gravy. That's awesome. That's cool too.
Yeah. Well, it is. You know, I mean, we're 40 years out of the launch of the comic, right?
We're
and
all
the fact
fucking
that
fat dudes.
well, right. I mean, the fact that Turtles is still like, you know, God. I mean, look, outside of Marvel and DC, because you can't discount those. Yeah, Turtles has to still be the most successful comic to media translation, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like Western comic to media translation.
I think Turtles and Pokemon are the two that have done a really good job about just catching the next generation of kids. Whatever it's like launching a new cartoon, a new version, and so on. But I think the two properties have done it really well, where they just stay alive long enough to get the next gen of kids.
Yeah, for sure. Well, our last news story for this week is a follow-up to something from a few weeks ago.
Hold on, one question, because I this is not a trolling question. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Who is watching Stranger? Wait, who likes Stranger Things and who doesn't like it? I can't even keep this straight.
Fuck you, Kevin. Fuck you.
No, I'm serious.
Kevin, thanks for rolling the dice.
Brock likes it.
Thanks for rolling the dice.
Okay, Brock likes it.
I've liked Stranger Things, yes.
Okay. Toby likes it.
I fucking love it.
Ryan is neutral.
Huh?
Ryan hates it.
Oh no, I hate it. No. I watched a season and a half, and I think it's.
So you're not you didn't like the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, that was a serious question.
Keeping your Wikipedia entry.
Yes, I gotta constantly update the Wikipedia page of this podcast.
Okay, excellent.
I know you don't like Wednesday, but I wasn't sure about Stranger Things.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Stranger Things is the ultimate love letter to all things 80s in every way possible. It's got a little AT. It's got a little Goonies. It's got a little fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. It's got a little bit of everything in there that I fucking love. The only problem I have with that show is that I didn't do it. That's my only problem with that show.
The internet is angry about all the anachronisms in the current season. So
it's the fucking finale. It's like it's over. It's like now it's like the end.
Yeah. Well, it's just it's doing a bad job of representing the 80s when it's getting all these things wrong about the 80s.
Whatever.
But like, I don't watch it, so I have no idea. I see these out of context screenshots, and I'm like, yep. I'm good. I'll
be honest with you, I was pissed off when I watched Romeo Must Die, and there's a kid in China with a fucking Spalding basketball that was in the wrong year. Yeah, I can understand that. Get over it, man. If that's what's going to piss you off, then fucking get over it.
Wait, Toby, is that the Jet Li movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's either that one or, no, I'm pretty sure it was Romeo Must Die. There was like two kids in the water.
Yeah, he's floating on the
floating with some basketball, and it was like the wrong year for that basketball. I forgot what it was, but I immediately noticed it. I'm like, that's kind of, but whatever, man. Whatever.
Yes. Well, for our last story, we have a follow-up on the story from a couple episodes ago.
Does Kevin watch it?
Oh, okay. What's up? Stranger Things.
I saw the first season, and it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that it just kept falling down the priority list, and now I'm so far behind. I enjoyed the first season. Okay. I thought it was fun. It was very much like Stand By Me, Goonies, Supernatural. Yeah. I thought the first season was fun. So I'm not in the hate camp. Like I said, it was just always something I wanted to watch. By the time the second one came on, there were other things I was more interested in, and now I'm just so far behind.
I think you should catch up. Season 3 is my favorite, by far.
Well, it's because it's got what's his name in it. That's why Ryan doesn't like it.
Harbor, we already established that.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
Wait, is that it? Really?
No, this is what this is like. This was
and Ryan hates. The Dominator we have found out.
It's not. It wasn't. It's just the thing that started this. Where I'm like, well, I don't know who this guy is. Oh, he's fine in it, but I didn't like it. And then I started connect the dots that everything I didn't like David Harbour was part of, and I'm like, oh, it must be the one connecting factor.
New wave.
Well, Ryan is definitely not going to like season 5 because he straight up looks like a Guardian, Red Guardian, like he straight up walked from Red Guardians, the New Avengers, straight over to Stranger Things.
Well, Ryan, at least you always have his Frankenstein performance.
Wasn't he in like Hellboy?
Yeah, he was Hellboy. He was Hellboy.
Yeah.
And that like bad Hell, in like that second Hellboy.
No, I think the third one, and there's a fourth
one. The third one supposed to be really bad.
Well, apparently there's a fourth one that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, story from a few weeks ago that I have a follow up to here, near and dear to my heart, and a little and glad Toby's here for this too. So because he'll have some info, he'll have some things to say about this as well. My beloved Super Sentai is officially over with season 50. With season 50, yes. The one of the executive directors and heads at Toei had a pretty long not interview, but it had a pretty good series of quotes here talking about the problems with Sentai over the last handful of years, the lack of toy sales. A lot of it has to do with, like we had said, a lot of it had to do with the problems with Hasbro and Power Rangers. But there was a few other things that prevented. They prevented a lot of new fans or existing people to watch the current series of Super Sentai. One of them being the streaming era spurned on by COVID-19, and that a lot of older tokusatsu shows like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai are available to watch online now, and that people were going back to watch old seasons instead of watching the new seasons because people might add me to this list of people that are like, oh yeah, I'm going to finally give this thing a shot, and I'm going to go back and watch a bunch of old stuff, right? So they found themselves competing with their own predecessors for viewership. The other big problems they had was the kind of real breakthrough of American superheroes into Japan, specifically with the Avengers. Now, what's funny is their exact reason for thinking Super Sentai has lost popularity is my exact reason for thinking that the MCU has lost popularity, because their argument was these are ongoing characters that have growth and connective stories and sequels and connective arcs, whereas Sentai tend to be one and done seasons. They tell their entire story and then it's over. That's, to me, exactly what's caused the MCU and the DC universe to a degree, for sure, before this new version, to kind of die, is that when they're so interlinked and when everything is ongoing, when people start to fall off, they drop everything. The characters, the actors will change. People will leave the show. People will leave the movies. They don't want to do them anymore. The replacement characters are never going to be as good as the original characters, right? You have your kind of top tier guys, but then everything else is sort of like, well, nothing's going to really replace Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. So it is funny that they are seeing this influx of people moving to the American stuff because of exactly why I think a lot of us have stopped watching the American stuff. Like, we've had it for too long now. We've had this for 30 years, right? We've had all these superhero comic movies, and now we're like, well, we want something a little bit different. I mean, I definitely know I do. And right, just having been around for 50 years, everyone knows about it, but there's no excitement. There's no, real excitement to watch the new stuff, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, this is the thing that's always around. So we're not gonna worry about it. So the new show officially announced, called Project R.E.D, stands for something. Stands for something. R.E.D. Records of Extraordinary Dimensions.
What the living
is a
fuck is
spiritual. It is a new show that is going to take elements of Super Sentai and a Metal Hero, the Metal Heroes, Toby's favorite Sentai series, and the first show will be Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity, which is a takeoff of Space Sheriff Gavan, one of the original Metal Hero shows.
Retreading some of the OGs?
It is a brand new show, but taking elements from that original show. Yeah.
Huh.
So, we obviously don't have a lot of info on it because it'll be out early next year. So yep, we'll see. But it's a kind of a new. This Project Red is like a series of new shows, and this is one of them.
Is it like Project Red, same as like the Shin series, where you have the Shin Kamen Rider, the Shin?
I will leave the exact info up to experts on this, but the main hero in all the Super Sentai shows, the leader of all the teams, is the Red character, right? The Red Ranger, right? So this kind of feels like, different shows potentially with one kind of main character or main leader, not necessarily a team of 4 or 5 or 6, not a team.
You know what it'll be? It'll be a whole bunch of individual character shows, and then they'll all combine into one.
And then they'll make their Avengers. I mean, you're probably not wrong. Yeah, you're probably not wrong, right? I mean, that's the thing with these characters is they do combine. So, yeah, it's possible, right? So it's obviously we're getting translated versions of a lot of other. We're getting a lot of translations and not a lot of real details yet on what these shows are going to be. We'll find out soon. But for me, it's an interesting time because I'm watching so much of the old stuff. But I'm like, but this actually is a perfect chance for me to watch something brand new from the beginning. And all of these shows are here, subtitled, release day and date with the Japanese version. So, or very, very close to it. So, I think the new Ultraman is going to be on. Like Tubi or Pluto, one of those, because they're on YouTube as well. So
the Soul Brain and Winspector. Well, Winspector is my favorite one, along with 5-Mon, Life-Mon, and Biomon and Changemon. But the entire Winspector and the sequel Soul Brain is actually on YouTube in entirety. And then Giban is also on YouTube, and so is Jiraiya.
Yeah, they've been adding more and more. Yeah,
it actually held me back in ordering Black Friday the Soul Brain set, which I just checked right now. It actually went back up in price. I'm like, damn it, I missed it.
Mr. Black Friday price.
Yeah, so I'll have to wait for the next one. But I can watch it on YouTube at least. But they do still have the Die Rangers, which is the White Ranger they took from that show and put them into Zoo Rangers, which is another show. So
just the Power Rangers.
Yeah, they mosh pit some of it. Yeah. Look, I the ones that I'm attached to are obviously when I was in Japan as a kid, because those are the ones like I watched and like kind of because those are the ones that were on. That's why those are the one specific ones. Like I think Changemon and Bioman are the first two, because I had the robot growing up. And then, like, when I went back, it was Lifemon, and then that came over to the French channel, so I loved that one, like, the most. That's my favorite one. And then I went back in the early 90s, and then 5-Mon and Winspector was on, and I like both of them, and Winspector they brought over to the German channels, so I really like Winspector, which is the Metal Hero stuff.
Yep. So this will be it'll be fun to watch this stuff from the start, see what they do.
It'll be interesting. It's definitely an end of an era, because it's it was such a tradition that was like the one of the main kid show.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I have to say, even as a kid watcher, the formula was so basic. You know, like I was always bored by the time they get to the big robo part in the end. You always knew the bad guy is going to make the monster of the week into a giant monster.
Oh yeah,
and then the Power Rangers, or whatever you want to call the Super Sentai guys, are going to launch their robots and they're going to fight and they're going to win, and that's the end of the. Like I always got bored when I got to that point. Like I'm like, okay, we're done. So the fact that they got it on for what, 50 years? How many years?
Yeah, and yeah, they talked about having done all these different experimental shows through the years. Even Zoolander like could have been the end of the show. Like they didn't know if it was going to keep going. It ends up being one of the most popular ones. So yeah, it's there's always going to be ups and downs, and anything lasting 50 years is it's very difficult.
I actually don't know this part. So each show was a year basically.
Yeah.
Now, do they connect at all, or they're all completely separate shows?
Nope, they're all completely separate shows, but they would have like the crossover movies. So like they would show up. They would have like a like basically in like the newer ones, like every Red Ranger would show up. They would be like, oh, we're gonna finally die. We have to summon all the Rangers through the years. I say Ranger. I mean, they all have different names.
But in the storyline, are there different universes, or are they in chronological order as they were the?
Why does it sound like I'm listening to Doctor Who talk?
Completely, completely different universes. I mean, it's like they don't even acknowledge it, right? So how like, okay, let's bring this back to comics, right? So like in the New Teen Titans X-Men crossover, right?
Yeah, because that's current.
There wasn't like, no, but American comics. In that, they're not like, oh, we have to cross the multiversal barrier to get over. No, they were just like, we're just going to go over to upstate New York, and there's the X-Men, and we're going to go to Titans Island. There's the Titans. It's just this. They're just there, right? So for most of these shows, there's not like an acknowledgement of this like multiversal element of it. It's just like this is a brand new thing. It's
actually kind of funny because with DC and Marvel, in my mind, they were always in the same universe. They just didn't cross paths, right? Because they're all different characters. Like for Super Sentai, they're so similar that I just didn't know because when I went over to Japan, I was always randomly in the middle of the show. I never seen the beginning or the end, really. Yeah.
Yeah, they're their own things until they want to cross over. And so, like you watch like the Dragon Ball movies or the Pokemon movies or anything like that, and the movies are like these odd, like not really in continuity with the series. Okay. The movies are just sort of like these other stories that take place, and you sort of like, well, I guess it sort of fits between here and there, but it's like it's kind of that where it's like, well, it's a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, none of these. They cross over, quote unquote, when they want to, and most of the time they're not. They don't worry about that. But this could be the case of the American stuff, like Avengers and the MCU, really kind of wanting to influence a younger generation. And if those movies do good in Japan, they don't do great, but they do well enough. There's enough interest in those characters.
It's funny because in the American Power Rangers, I think there is actually a timeline because a lot of
there is.
Tommy comes back to lead the team for a while, right? And then even the other Rangers come back in the show.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Yeah. Again, they would cross over in like the movies and stuff, but yeah. Well, that's okay. I got 48 seasons to go, so I got plenty ahead of me, plus the new shows. So it's now time for Stranger Things. I want to finish Super Sentai and Kamen Rider and Ultraman.
And your rewatch of DS9
Heroes.
And
I already rewatched DS9. I'm watching Voyager right now.
Buy your $400 Lego set for Star Trek.
No, I thought that looked like ass.
Oh my god!
I thought it's like that. So the Enterprise, the Lego Enterprise that went up for sale. I'm not a huge Lego guy. First of all, it can't do round things, and the saucer is round. It's very blocky, and I didn't like it at all.
All right.
Now, a ton of like Star Trek minifigs could be really fun. Like you would have given me Q on his throne, on his floating throne. Like I may be down with that. Like that could be cool. Or like a Gorn.
He's totally going to be a little
the
scale Borg. He's totally going to buy the scale Borg.
Yeah. See, a Borg would be awesome because it's a cube, so it totally fits Lego.
It's hilarious that the characters hate the most are the ones you just mentioned.
Who? Q and the Borg and the Gorn? Who? Yeah. Q? What the fuck? How do you hate Q? Q's like one of the best parts of Star Trek. What? Q? Yeah. Oh no, Q's amazing.
We're forever gonna be opposites, man. I don't even know how we're friends, dude.
God, you know, like Q. Q's the best. Oh.
I don't know how we're friends, Ryan. I should have killed you a long time ago.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I have to, speaking of a couple of weeks ago, I have to tie your topic of those Japanese shows, I have to bring this all the way back around and ask if you guys watch Inframan.
It is sitting on my computer to watch. I have not watched it.
I actually
15 years. We better stay healthy so we can, call it out in 15 years when he still hasn't watched it yet.
Oh no, I'm going to.
I found there's a really nice copy actually of it on YouTube. I watched it. I did my homework. I don't know if it's really homework, but
the dubbed version.
Yeah. Of course. I think it almost feels like it has to be dubbed. Okay, well, I had not seen that movie since I was 7 or 8 years old.
Is it still cool?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, you could actually make a really good modern version. I think people would think of it as an Ultraman ripoff at this point, but the monsters are amazing. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Like, you will literally be amazed by seeing these monsters.
Nice.
But my favorite, this is just, this sums up anybody who's interested in seeing this Super Inframan, look for it on YouTube. It's actually a very clean, nice copy. The whole thing is like, oh, it's this top secret project. We've had this Project Inframan, like it's like absolute top secret, eyes only. We've been saving in this underground lab for an emergency, and then they activate it, and Inframan flies up into the air, and all of the public, there's like these children looking up, oh my God, it's Inframan, looking up in the sky for something that supposedly nobody in the entire country has ever heard of except this small circle of government scientists. As soon as he's in the air, there's children like pointing the sky and clapping, go Inframan! So that'll give you a taste of what you're in for.
That's phenomenal.
Well, Inframan is friends to all the children, so
it was to me.
Just like Gamera.
I wanted an Inframan action figure. I can't even tell you how badly I wanted that at that time, back then. Actually, I can still buy one today if anybody knows that one exists.
I was going to say, this feels like something like Super 7 would have made one, right?
Yeah,
like
totally,
some weird con.
Totally,
yeah.
Speaking of Super 7.
So good.
Speaking of Super 7.
We talked about them the other week, right? We talked about they're closing their shops.
Sadly.
Didn't we talk about that on here?
No, I think that's pretty new news.
I felt like I talked.
Was that a Geekbox topic?
Maybe.
No, I think that happened after. Unless he did it on the pod I wasn't on, but I feel like the news happened after.
I don't think we talked about it.
Yeah. The Super 7, the toy company, I mean, they make a ton of toys. They've been having some problems, sounds like. Yeah. So we talked about Funko, and they're like, they've got to close that store. Like, Funko's problems are much larger. But Super 7.
Is Super 7 going out of business or closing physical stores?
They're closing their physical stores, which makes actually a lot of sense if you want to save some money, right? They're going to still do the cons. Yeah. They're still going to do the Align thing. So I don't think they're going away necessarily, but they're closing down their physical stores, which, I mean, that's a lot of money to be taken off the books, right? Between the employees that have to be in the stores, the rent, all the other stuff that goes with stock in the rooms and, electricity, all that stuff, insurance, I'm sure that's actually a good chunk of money off their books so they can continue on. But I like certain things are a little overpriced, but I like the things they do. So it's good to see. Well, look, it's too bad that they're closing down their stores, but I think it's the right thing for them to do to stay alive for now.
Yeah, I figure.
Are you saying figure there as a
I
specifically?
I think you can have where they're based out of San Francisco. Well, who owns? Are they just them now?
Well,
right?
No, isn't Ryan Flynn the owner?
I don't know.
And they're at San Francisco is their main base. They had a real store in San Francisco, and they also had a store in San Diego. And I think it was mainly to have an off place from Comic-Con, basically.
Yeah, I can see having an office with a physical storefront attached for a place like this. LA is tough, right? I mean, I know that's why like Lane, you were talking about this, right, with the Funko shop, right? That like that was their whole pitch for that. It was like, oh, it's just their like, their big like place for autographs and meets and stuff like that. But like, man, retail's expensive. You've got to make money on that. You're going to be losing so much money if it's just kind of a show place. So yeah, it's disappointing if the San Francisco, if they have no storefront presence where they're like their offices in San Francisco or whatever. But yeah, otherwise it's tough to.
I mean, I think don't count them out, but yeah, for now no storefronts. But I think they're going to stay alive at cons and online, and maybe very minimize their offerings.
Well, and their prices have gone up, and I'm sure the tariff back and forth hasn't helped.
Yeah, because they were already on the pricey side, or very specialty niche toys. I think you can get away. It's weird, right? Because their stuff looked so. It looks so cheap. It's supposed to look cheap, right? But it's not cheap. Yeah, exactly.
So. I see this with some of the Japanese vinyl figures too. Some of the the what do they call them? The there's a name for it that's just totally blanking. I'm blanking on right now. Like the soft figures, like the soft vinyl figures and stuff like that.
That was my happiest purchases at Comic-Con is to get the Alien Baltan soft vinyl figure, which I've been looking for a while.
But some of those can get real pricey because they're made in such like limited quantity, right? And they're like these high end vinyl toys that look cheap, but they're not. It's tough when you're asking $20-$30 for what should be a $7.99 card 3 3/4 inch figure, right? When you have the Star Wars ones and Transformers sitting on a shelf across from the Super 7 specialty ones. It's tough because production, it's all about numbers, right? And I don't know that a lot of these things were being sold, and a lot of these box sets were being sold. The numbers that make sense
are very low because it's very specialty, hence the high prices, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that stuff is going to go away. Look, I know nothing, but this is me speculating. I think they're going to double down on T-shirts for cons. They'll still have some of their toys, but I think like the Ultimate figures are going to go away. They're really pricey. Like, they had Thundercats. They had the Turtles for a bit. They had was it Silverhawks and some other properties. But I think the Ultimate figures, because they're running like $55-$65 a pop, which is pretty hard pill to swallow for toys. They look really, really nice. But I think all of those are going to go away. I think they're going to have some of the cheaper toys, and I think they're going to double down on their T-shirts. That's just my 2 cents. I have no idea what they're doing. I have no inside knowledge, obviously. I'm just totally guessing out of my ass right now.
I'm just looking on their site. They had a G.I. Joe Ultimate Wave 5. That's 4 figures. It's $220.
Yeah, that's the Ultimate line, isn't it? That's the Ultimate. Because the Ultimate line is like $65 or $55 a pop.
Yeah. I mean, they're cool figures. They're designed to look like old figures, but they have modern accessories, and But yeah, there's. But
it's a niche price too, right? So it's not just a niche market. It's like I'm a fan. But
So
Like you pick up a set of the Turtles, I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. That runs up fast, right?
Yeah, on their site. So this isn't even third-party markup. This is on their site for the Reaction Plus, which is Cobra Commander, Snake Eyes, Scarlet, and Mara 4-pack, $100. That's $25 a figure for
something that should be like $5.
They're 3.75, 3 3/4 inch figures with
cool,
with again, they are designed to look like toys from the 80s. They look great, but with one accessory and very limited articulation. They look perfect. $25 is a lot of fucking money for that, right? Yeah.
Like, I love what they do. It's just like, man, I wish I was a lot richer than I am.
Yeah.
Like doing the occasional Comic-Con exclusive every now and then is fine, but some of the regular ones, I don't know. It's hard to keep up.
Yep. Well, yeah, with, Funko is, very much in the same position. If their figures were $14.99 or $19.99, maybe they wouldn't, be as financially struggling as much as they have, is because they're trying to keep the prices as low as possible. But they're just not selling enough at those low prices. That like the markup's got to come from somewhere. Even going to $11 or $12.99 is not going to make up for that. So, Super 7 was never. These things aren't printed in the millions, right? They're pretty niche products, even the bigger brands. So,
yep.
All right. Well, that's it. I guess we should have one more episode. I should be able to squeeze some time away on the before I leave. I want to thank all our Patreon backers, the high tier ones. Edward, IkikiVillain.com, Joe Duff, Kelsey May, and Jimmy Rivera. It's a social forum podcast, DDT Wrestling, and Grace and Earth podcast on YouTube. Go check out all Jimmy's work over there. The social forum podcast, FOURUM, forum, not forum, forum. There you go. Go to comicconspiracypodcast.com. You can find all our previous episodes on there, as well as Apple Podcast. Patreon.com/comicconspiracy. If you would like to kick us a couple bucks, we always appreciate it over there. Patreon. We give these fine gentlemen a little bit of store credit for helping out on this podcast, so kick them back a couple bucks occasionally. Comicsconspiracy.biz is our store website. We just wrapped up our Black Lantern Friday Cyber / Monday / Cyborg Monday sale. Yeah, that's what I should have called it. But there's always more good new products on there. And head to conspiratobrock.com. It's Brock's website. Not doing stuff right now, but you never know. Bookmark it. You never know when something's going to go on there. Our good friend Charlie, he'll wander on here occasionally, but when he's not, he's wandering in the fourth dimension on this podcast. But all about Dr.
Well done.
Only took 600 and some odd
episodes. And Kevin's interviews... I got it.
He was holding that back for a special occasion.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, you're going to do a podcast on every single episode of the Super Sentai?
Oh, should that be our weekly update? I can talk about the adventures of Super Space Sheriff Gavin. Maybe.
Okay.
Every 2 episodes.
Well, we need to make any progress. Ryan has to watch an episode a night, and we do a weekly roundup of
episode a night.
Yeah, a weekly roundup of 7 episodes. You still got years to go because you look at 50-something episodes a show.
Oh, of all the old ones, Oh, yeah. We want to do a watch podcast. We'll do like 2,000 episodes of watching every episode of Super Sentai.
We do live one,
chronological order.
I'm in.
Bring you on season 18. Yeah. And Kevin's interview series is called Between the Panels, fnbasepress.com, and a page I love at Comic Art Live on YouTube. And my wife, Leanne, she's at leannehill.com. All her artwork is on there. You can go check it out. And that's it. If you're on Blue Sky, you can say hello to me. Ryan Higgins. Brock is Brock Sager. Toby, XI is Toby, but he doesn't remember his password. Kevin's that Kevin Sharp. Lane doesn't use social media. He's the best of all of us.
He does. He's just very sneaky.
Oh. At Elon Musk is apparently his at Grok. That's Lane. That's his handle. So yeah. And check out Geekbox. What the hell we talked about last week on Geekbox? I don't remember. I recorded these episodes and I totally forgot. I was talking about my Final Fantasy IV playthrough.
What about the Whatnot store?
No, we talked about last week.
What's the Whatnot store?
The Whatnot store? Oh yeah. Well, we'll get that done soon. I don't remember what the hell we talked about in Geekbox. It was some nerdy shit. And go listen to that. Me and my buddy Ron Scott talk about all
Is
sorts
it just
of
the
garbage.
two of you guys now?
Yeah. Adam comes on occasionally. Justin comes on occasionally, but yeah.
Wait, is it the
good old friends Ryan and Ryan nerding it up about a bunch of old nerdy shit. Yeah.
Ryan and Ryan,
Rand Scott talking about Chud and Halloween 17.
You're like, nah, I fucking hate this.
Oh no, he loves Stranger Things. Like, we haven't hated on it yet. That'll be next episode when I hate on Stranger Things.
I was hoping that this was going to be like Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
We do hate some of the same stuff, but a lot of
those may be the gold episodes to listen to when you got the double negatives. And you may get a positive episode out of it just for pure entertainment.
Yeah. So, good times. All right. Catch you guys next week. Goodbye.